Hello. How you doing? Bedtime again. I got bare feet. I guess that's okay. Anyway, what I'm here to about tonight for tonight's bedtime talk before I tuck you in is I'm hoping to have two parts to this talk. One of them is for magic for the kids in Australia, and the other one is about hedonistic habituation. I think we'll title it Blonde Uses a Big Word. But let's get the Australian kids taken care of first, Bradley especially, but the kids in Australia, there's a lot of Harry Potter fans there that seem to like talking about magic. And Bradley, he's asked me if there's certain foods or drinks that can change your personality. But before I answer that, I'll tell a little story that will help make the answer look a little more clear, make a little more sense, if I do make sense at all. Anyway, I went to pick up my daughter from school. I'd been playing with the invisibility cloak, as we know, so I decided to try and make myself invisible without the cloak. So I'm waiting in the park, and there's a big tree there. So I got up against the tree. I was wearing a jean jacket with a t-shirt, I can't remember what color, and jeans. And I stood up against the tree, and I became very, very still and became one with the tree. Then my daughter and her friend came out, and my daughter's friend said, because they were expecting me, she said, "Oh, your mom's not here." And my daughter, she said, "Yeah, she is." And Tony said, "But I can't see her." And Laura said, "Yeah, I can see her. It's okay." And she goes, "Where is she? I can't see her." Now, I was facing the school up against the tree in plain sight. The tree wasn't that far away. Now, you see, I explained to my daughter that how the magic works is I cannot use a spell of deception like that and have it work on someone who knows me and loves me as well as she does. And that's why she could see me, but Tony couldn't. She explained it this way, saying, "Mom, there's no magic there. What's really going on is Tony would think, she would come out looking in the normal places to see a mother standing up against the fence on a park bench, maybe sitting down, standing on the grass somewhere. And when she didn't see you in any of those places, she assumed you weren't there and you didn't make it. She goes, because I know you, I came out, looked at the normal places quite quickly, and when I didn't see you, knew you'd be there, because if you say you're going to be there, you'll be there. So my next assumption was that you were doing something goofy. So I started looking around where things were unexpected." I'm going to have to cough. I'm that's terrible. By the way, this is just a brief interruption. I'm so sorry. I got a cold. I know I bragged about my meditation and that I don't get colds, and I didn't get colds for years. And then I swear my daughter did it to me on purpose. She kept saying, "Oh, you gotta hug me," and was coughing on me and everything. I think she was a little jealous of me walking around looking so superior, going, "Yes, I'm aware that I have a virus, and I am thinking my way through it because my immune system cells are really neurons, and I'm sending my brain chemistry to them so they know just to clean it up, and I don't have to get..." Well, anyway, you hear. So, yeah, bragging, acting superior. I got nailed. I have a cold, which is teaching me some wonderful humility while I give myself permission to be human. Anyway. Oh, man. Anyhow. So, back to the magic spell thing. Like my daughter said, because she knew me and loved me. But I still have to argue on the other end of it that I was in plain sight, dead ahead, plain sight for Tony walking out of that school. I was facing her. There was nothing obstructing her view, and she couldn't see me. So we can argue this out. To what my daughter seems perfectly obvious psychology, to me it's still magic. I did pull off that spell. So now to Brad's question. Is there foods and drinks that can change your personality? And I'm kind of saying that first, the story first, because a lot of the answers to this are very obvious. Um, I know a lot of people that are quiet, well-mannered, lovely individuals, and you pour a few glasses of liquor into them, and yeah, you see the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde effect real quick. So in this, we can group, of course, drugs and alcohol. Yet they'll change your personality real quick. Now here's a few others that may be obvious or maybe not. Just a common thing like a glass of water. Um, our our bodies are like 73, my numbers might not be exact, but anyway, our bodies are like 73% water. Our brains are like 84% water, like there's a higher water percentage in our brain than our body. So when we dehydrate, it really does hit the brain first. And we won't be able to, when we have a lower functioning brain, we'll have a lower functioning level of consciousness, and now we're getting into depression, irritability, problems with temper. Which is why, in the olden days, and some people still do it today, it was polite if a person started to cry to offer them a glass of water. Now, if you do ever cry, and I do once in a while, it does happen, get a glass of water right away. Drink water. Anytime you've got a mood disturbance. And you don't have to taste it or savor it. Just get a glass of water, slightly below room temperature, and just chug it like you're doing sit-ups, like it's an exercise. Just get it into you. Don't try and have fun with it, unless you like drinking water, and then it's different. So yeah, water would be a magic substance to help change your personality from an irritable person to a calm one. Another thing that could fit into this is a high protein, low carbohydrate diet if you suffer from depression, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia. Try a high protein, low carbohydrate diet and see what that does for you. So you could say a high protein, low carbohydrate diet could change a lazy personality into an energetic one. Could happen. Let me think, what else? We've already gone over drugs. Oh, this is one I want to throw in here because it happened to me recently. I was having problems being irritable, having problems with my temper, having problems sleeping, which isn't like me. And I just wasn't feeling my cool, funky groove. And it turned out my vitamins, like I take a multivitamin every day, and I was using a different brand. And it said for energy, and I couldn't read the label without a magnifying glass, so I got a magnifying glass, and down at the bottom under other ingredients it said guarana, which is a type of super caffeine that for a lot of people will put them on edge and make them very irritable. It's like super concentrated caffeine. It is a substance in dispute. A lot of people think it should be illegal. So here I was having all these problems with my sleep and stuff. And you really have to look. Anything herbal, a lot of these herbs are just drugs in sheep's clothing. Tyrosine, L-tyrosine, St. John's wort is an MAO inhibitor. And they'll say, well, it's herbal, so it's okay. It might affect you badly. Ginseng sends me round the bend. But it's herbal, so it's okay. No. You know, if you're okay doing drugs, I won't judge you for it, but just be aware that that's what you're doing. And with this, it didn't even say on it, on the label, with guarana. Of course, I wouldn't have bought it. I already know I don't do well with that substance. So you have to really be careful of things that list as herbal or hidden ingredients that they put in things. So that changed my personality a bit for a while there. I wasn't as nice as I usually am, and I wasn't near as happy or as much wonderful fun. So I'm sorry if the answer isn't too magic because it's obvious. But if you do want your brain to function well in a higher level of consciousness, try some of that stuff out. I hope I helped you there, Bradley. And I hope you're having fun in Las Vegas. And yeah, the other dude there, I'm also really glad your sister hates cake. I'm going to do this just for 1 minute here. Now we've got that out of the way. I'm going to put my glasses on and take a look and see if I have time for hedonistic habituation. Do you know what? I think I'm going to turn it into the next video. I'm just going to do it next because I'm still not a YouTube partner, so I don't get the big thing. So that leaves me a little more time to slow down for a minute and just say hello. How was your day, dear? I know there's a lot, most of my viewers are women about my age. It's not easy, is it? But I believe around our age we do come to a spot where we find some inner peace or start looking for a different path. And the women around my age range are, you're a very quiet bunch. I don't get a lot of feedback from you or messages. I just see the views and know you're there. And you're very, very special to me, even if you're quiet and I don't get the comments or anything, because I see in every one of my viewers, of course, I see that one spirit that is the same for everyone. But for my sisters in middle age, it's still okay to be fabulous, and this can be the most fun time of your life. This is where things can really get groovy. Yeah, just wanted to say hello to you because you're quiet and I don't get the feedback. You know, sometimes I don't mention you, but you are the majority. That's mostly who's out there. So yeah, ladies, my precious angels, every last one of you, my precious angels, the backbone of the family. I bet you've done some work, huh? And then shed some tears, had some babies, watched them grow. Good night to you, and good night to my gentlemen friends, even the ones who tend to be a little too frisky for my liking. And good night to my magic-liking Australians and the teenage girls. To all of you, good night. Have a good sleep. I'm going to cough again. Am I? I'm trying to fight it off till the last second. I'm not going to be able to. I'm going to cough. I'm sorry. Please excuse me. I'm sure there is some cosmic reason why I was supposed to get this cold. And I'm sure right now I'm not seeing the big picture, how everything is so wonderfully interconnected to make this cold have some great cosmic meaning for the great benefit of all living things in the universe. I'm sure of this. But right now, I wanted to be too cool and spiritual to have a cold. Well, I don't get them as often. Well, okay, I can brag about that maybe. Anyway, good night. Good night. Have a good sleep, okay? And I'm going to love you more later. Take care.